Hey everybody, today is May 2nd, 2023, and here in Colorado, in Jefferson County specifically, we recently had the notice of valuation come out for the next assessment period. So as you can imagine, much of the county, the values of properties have significantly increased. The valuation period is done on a 2-year rotating schedule. So the 2-year period is currently up, and then they look back at the values of your property for comparable properties sold between July 1st, 2020 and June 30th of 2022. So a pretty wide range. If they're more towards the early end of the period, the county will give a time valuation adjustment, which is really just an appreciation rate to your market value. The three components that make up your real estate taxes are, number one, your current market value, which is determined by your county assessor by pulling comparable properties. Number two, the assessment rate. So from market value, they apply a rate and then you get your assessed value from there. From your assessed value, they apply what's called in the state of Colorado a mill levy, and then from the mill levy, you get your real estate tax amount. So these three things working in conjunction give you your real estate tax value. So as you can imagine, over the last 2 years with the run up in real estate values due to deflated interest rates, when you have 30-year fixed rates in the 2s and 3s, there's a feeding frenzy on real estate and also an affordability increase, so real estate values have increased. Well, naturally, that's starting to come to fruition in assessed values, or market values, I should say. So let's just say, for purposes of round numbers, we have a property that's worth $1 million. In Jefferson County, on the $1 million, there's a assessed value rate, an assessment rate applied to that, which is approximately 7%. So, and I should note that this is split between your land value and your actual physical property values, but combined, there's a total property value. So on $1 million market value at a 7% assessment rate, you have a assessed value of approximately $70,000. Now, if the mill levy is 100, your real estate taxes would be $7,000 a year. In reality, in Jefferson County, it's slightly less than that. It's about 94.467 roughly. The decimals may be off here or there. But ultimately, absent a change in the assessment rate or a change in the real estate tax mill levy, taxes are going to go up in Jefferson County. It's just an unfortunate part of increased property values. One thing I always say to my clients, and many of my clients that have purchased in the last 12 to 24 months, I've told them to expect an increase in real estate taxes due to the fact that there's been an appreciation in the value of their property. Another thing I always tell my clients, I should say, is that you want your market value to be as high as possible, but your assessed value to be low as possible. What does that mean? When you're selling a property, you want it to be as high as possible, but for tax purposes, you want your assessed value to be as low as possible. How do you do that? Well, the way you do that is you look at comparable properties that are at or below what your property is. You don't want to look at properties that are way bigger square footage wise, bedroom, bathroom wise, that have significantly better updates than yours, that have perhaps a better location than yours. You want to try and get it as close as possible. And where I'm at, for example, Jefferson County, in my neighborhood specifically, they do show you which properties they use for the comparable set. And there's tons of them, 30, 40, 50 of them. And that's just not comparable to my property. So I will be disputing my assessed value. I highly recommend that you dispute your assessed value as well. If you have any questions on how to dispute your assessed value in the state of Colorado, or you'd like ComSet pulled, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll do it no questions asked. It's a big value proposition that I like to give to my clients and prospective clients, and even those I don't know. If you have any questions or you would like to dispute your assessed value, please drop a comment below or drop your name with a thumbs up and I'll get to you. I will tell you that I've got about 50 of these lined up in the past 24 hours, so there will be a little bit of a time delay, but they need to be done by June 15th. So I will be paying a lot of attention to this over the next few weeks. Additionally, If you're out of state, please do not hesitate to reach out to me because I do have partners nationally. I also know a number of tax attorneys from my previous job as a commercial banker that they do this as their career. They'll dispute property tax assessed values so they can get your assessed value reduced, and conversely will reduce your property tax bill. So they typically do this free of charge, and they charge a percentage of the savings. So depending on where you're at, the state of Colorado, for example, reassesses every 2 years. Where I was at previously in the Chicagoland area, it was a 3-year, a triennial assessment period. So every 3 years they reassess. So this is important. This can save you a lot of money. But again, your assessed value does not necessarily equate to your market value. When you're going to sell your property, your market value may be higher. And because this is a look back period, we could potentially get your assessed value reduced below what it currently is and save you some money on taxes. So please feel free to reach out. Would love to help you. Would love to chat through any questions or concerns you have. And let's get those assessed values down and save you some money. Thanks a lot.